Today's matchup is two teams that could bring a surprise in this year's Premier League season. Well, Brighton already have. They were leaders of the Premier League table for a point up until recently. Where Manchester United, well, their young stars are all blossoming, aren't they? They could cause a stir, but like we said, the real objective for Coach Popovich is to just bring the gap down between himself and Manchester City. And obviously with Manchester City, they're behind Manchester United at the moment, but I don't think we can read anything into the table right now because we still have another 37 games to play, including this one. Joel Pierre, as you can see, actually getting a starting goal today over David De Gea. I wonder what that's about. Maybe to give Joel a bit of a Premier League start. For Brighton, Ryan gets the nod in goal, and Montoya is with Morgan Duffy and Bernardino in the defence. Crankard, Diwawa, the new signing, Proper and Iquisa are the midfield, and Groove plays behind Andrade with a few changes from Manchester United. As we said, Joel Pierre gets the nod in goal today. Fusimens are with Bailly, Maguire and Cameron Wolford-Jackson. I believe it's the same back four that played at Leicester. Herrera is with Pogba, and a debut in Manchester United red for Fred, while Chong gets his Premier League start, as does Danny Williams, and Alex Hunter has been moved to the left wing. Let's go. Well, he went round Maguire and it could have so easily spun into the back of the net. Joel Pierre was never getting there. Would have been the goal. And Cratchard, good save by Piera. Well, his rise last season was duly noted by everyone, and he's made another good save today. Out with the corner, out by Piera again. He's going to run back, and he's recovered well. Joel Piera is again really looking a promising prospect in that Manchester United goal. Should David De Gea be ever tempted away, Joel Pierre is really growing into a very good number 2, isn't he, at the moment? He might even be called into number 1 before he knows it. Up with the corner. The ball in from Brighton. They seem to be pulling in from the wings a lot. That's a much better ball from United. Alex Hunter. Here's Williams. Clever ball into Pogba. It's the first real attack United have had this afternoon. Beautifully played by Danny Williams. Plays in Pogba here. And it comes off a Brighton man for a corner. Out towards, I think it was coming to spin towards Bailly. Here's Chong. Chong puts it in. Here's Diwawa, the new Brighton signing. Oh, a good ball over the top. And here come Brighton now. Bailly can't get there, but Maguire clears it away. Wonderful defending by Harry Maguire, and that's why he was bought by Gregg Popovich. And now here comes Alex Hunter and Manchester United. Oh, and Pogba tried to play Williams and he couldn't do it. Fusimens are brilliant as usual. And, well, you've got to credit Brighton. They're really doing well, like getting the ball into the areas, but United have been great defensively so far. It's not the greatest of crosses. Puts it back in, headed away by Fred. And again to Brighton. They're just gifting them the ball. And that is the end of the first half. Relentless attacking pressure on Brighton, but it's Joel Pierre and his defenders that have done ever so well in this first half. Hunter's been absolutely nowhere. He had to run back to try and get something on the ball, and Danny Williams has been ineffective all game long. He's been nowhere. It's been all Brighton, but for Joel Pereira and his 4 defenders in front of him. 0-0 at the break. Probably against the run of play as far as Brighton is concerned, though. It's been the defenders that have done all the work so far for United. And done a really good job of it. Joel Pereira, in particular, is having another stellar performance in goal. Great ball over the top from Wilfred Jackson. Hunter has to wait. He does so. Danny Williams. And Paul Pogba. Fred. Pogba. And Williams is there. Williams has dragged it back. The ball has come loose to Pogba and he's put it over. Oh my, what a miss from Pogba. Williams tried to put it in and Pogba was most alert to the loose ball. But somehow he skied that. And that is not the best of attempts by Paul Pogba. With the ability he has. That's very poor by his standards, basically. Oh, next for Brighton, it doesn't get any easier, does it? Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool are next. Great keeping there by Chong. Good ball. Williams hasn't done too bad with it either. Oh, Williams just got crowded out there as Manchester United will take on Mauricio Pochettino's Spurs team. And in the news, well, we heard about this a long time ago, didn't we? Romelu Lukaku broken the release clause in his contract by Real Madrid and their bid of £105.9 million. And Hunter got one in the face. He put it out for a corner. I mean, credit Brighton, they've been great defensively too. It's been a defensive masterclass from both sides. Here it just seems Manchester United are really struggling the most. Ball's whipped in, cleared by Fusi Mensah. He's been tremendous. Fusi Mensah again. And Bailly heads away. Manchester United, they're working hard for it. You can't deny that. What are they working hard for? Here's a chance. Chong holds it up brilliantly for Pogba. Now Fred. And now Danny Williams. All he needs to do is control it. He's done it brilliantly. And finally Manchester United break through. And it is a goal for Danny Williams. And finally, United have got through, and this is typical Gregg Popovich play. Williams is onside, and he puts it in. Wonderfully on the turn there for Danny Williams, to his credit. Well, this formation was to put the crosses in for Danny Williams to do it on his head, but it looks like his feet are just as capable. And Danny Williams, much like his good pal Alex Hunter, gets his first goal for Manchester United this season and of his career as well. He did come on against Leicester, so it's not a debut goal, but it'll more than do. And Manchester United ahead, and if they continue at this and the good defensive rate they've done, they should win this rather comfortably. We have been wrong before. Pierre takes that one again. He's looked at one in goal this afternoon. Joel Pereira, he's really done well. Jesse Lingard looking, and not really finding anything. That's found Pogba though. To Jesse Lingard in towards Hunter. Hunter's been sent flying. Is that a penalty? No, it's not. That should be a clear penalty. Hunter was sent flying. Did you see that? And the fans are screaming for a penalty because Hunter was sent flying there. That is a penalty all day long. It's a great layoff to Hunter for Lingard. Hunter's gone on the run. Pogba! Oh, it's wonderful. And it's game over. And is that Paul Pogba or is it Alex Hunter? Hunter started running. It is Paul Pogba. That is wonderful. And finally Manchester United seem to start making some forward headway here. Gregg Popovich, masterful substitutions. Look at that cross from Lingard. And it's met on the volley by Paul Pogba. It is absolutely brilliant from Manchester United. They may be weak defensively somewhat, but today they've been tremendous. And Pogba has put the icing on the cake, really. All they need now is the 3 points. And that man, this transformation that Coach Park has made to this team, it is oozing throughout the whole entire 11 on the pitch and on the staff. And Garth has fallen to the deck. And it's going to stay in. And Bailly's going to clear it wonderfully here, but he's going to have to... Lingard's going to have to wait for someone to run up in support. A little nice 1-2 between he and Pogba. Here comes Hunter. Hunter's gone down. No free kick given. How else would Hunter have gone down there? Hunter is not a diver. That is a clear free kick. The referee is really, I guess, in the way, letting the game flow, but sometimes you've got to enforce the rules of the game, surely. Joe Pierre, another great take from him. He's been great this afternoon. I don't think he'll be a threat to David De Gea's position as #1 goalkeeper at Manchester United, but if he can play like that in games that he is called upon, it'll be brilliant. A volley and a good save by Piero again. He's there. Great man of the match performance for me, Joel Piero. And the defenders for Manchester United have been solid. Here's Fred, tees up a shot. Why not? Manchester United, when they get into full gear, they are almost unstoppable. But I don't think this 3 at the front formation really works for Popovich. I think he needs to kind of maybe shy away from it if possible. I think he's better with 2 up front. He definitely did show against Leicester City, but what a commanding performance by United nonetheless. You cannot take away the superlatives of this performance by Joel Piero in particular. Sensational goal, but a great back four of Fuzi Mensah on Borthwick Jackson by Maguire. Absolutely great performance. There are no faults in this Manchester United performance today. You probably would have thought they conceded with the amount they actually gave Brighton the ball, but Piero and the back four in front of him were solid. And then when they did get forward, they made them pay with a debut goal for a first goal for Danny Williams and another one for the ever brilliant Paul Pogba. Brighton 0, United 2, and fully deserved. Brilliant performance from Coach Parker's team today, and the substitutes made a huge difference, that is for sure. Coach Park has done it again, hasn't he? Classifying check on all the results from the weekend. We start at New Boys Cardiff, that have lost to Newcastle by 2-0. Burnley and Watford holding each other to a 1-1 draw. Everton beating Southampton by 2-1. Leicester back on the point scoring trail, but they only earned a point against Wolves in a 2-2 draw. Spurs win again against Fulham by 2-0. Bournemouth win against West Ham by 2-1. Almost, as we said, no real surprises with the result between Chelsea and Arsenal, 3-1 in probably what was an expected start to the season. Hopefully Unai Emery's season will pick up from here. Manchester City, another convincing win by 3-0 against Huddersfield, while United keep pace with a 2-0 win at Brighton. And finally, I believe, this is the final score, I think. Yes, it is. And it's 3-0 for Liverpool against Crystal Palace, meaning Liverpool lead the table ahead of City, Chelsea, United and Spurs. 5 of the top 6 in the top 5. Unfortunately, Arsenal having a very tough start to the season in terms of games. But like we said, there's still another 36 to play, and hopefully their season will pick up from here. Bournemouth in the top 6. That's very impressive early on. Everton 7th with Burnley 8th, Newcastle 9th, and Brighton, despite the loss, stay in the top 10. Palace are 11th with Wolves, Leicester City, Cardiff, Watford, Southampton, and Watford yet to score a point. And those still on 0 after 2 games: Southampton, Arsenal, West Ham, Fulham and Huddersfield. But there is no need to worry just yet. The 36 games to play, of course. And like we said, hopefully the season will start to now pick up for Unai Emery. Now he's got lesser teams to face. We can only hope. So let's go into the transfer stories for the week, and it's a big one for Fulham, as Alexander Mavrovic has signed from Lokomotiv Moscow for £15 million. That's quite a big one for Fulham. Roma have accepted a bid of £38.3 million from Chelsea, and Edin Dzeko is returning to the Premier League to play under Mauricio Sarri as he signs for Chelsea. So that'll be a very interesting one to see how he adapts to his newest Premier League surroundings. Tommy Smith has signed Phil Dimmersdorf, and they add to their signing they made earlier in the season. Crystal Palace have purchased Lorenzo Melgiriglo for 5.5 million from Spartak Moscow. Lazio have sealed the signing of Marco van Ginkel, so another Chelsea player has gone away, and Lazio have purchased him for £16.6 million. But there is a huge move in Spain as Atletico Madrid have signed Mario Götze for £30.6 million from Borussia Dortmund, and that is a statement of intent by Atletico, willing to not let Real Madrid get away with all the signings they can make. Atletico making some big ones of their own. A couple of signings and goings out we should mention is Barcelona. They bought Auxerre from Wolfsburg, and Liverpool have made a statement of intent of their own for £42 million for Sergio Roberto, the right back. They weren't on the transfer news, so I thought I'd bring them up because it does involve Liverpool with a £42 million signing of Sergio Roberto, the right back. So all the big clubs are making some really big moves here, that's for definite sure. Well, it's a huge statement of intent from Wolves here because we have £15 million for Frankie de Jong from Ajax. So Wolves really showing their intention to stay up, maybe move to the middle of the table the way they're buying them. I mean, that's a huge signing for them. Elsewhere, Burnley sealed the deal for Brandon Michel for 11.9 million from Club Brugge. Philip Max has joined Southampton from Augsburg. And this is a rather bizarre one because Felipe Luis, formerly of Chelsea, who went to Atletico Madrid, is now returning to the Premier League with Manchester City. So Pep Guardiola continued to buy defenders, and I'm quite puzzled by that one actually. I'm not sure why Pep would see that, but maybe he can find something with him that maybe a lot of teams wouldn't at his age, but who knows? It's Pep Guardiola. He can pretty much do what he wants with the money he has, but that is a weird one to say the least. Always one of the marquee matchups in the Premier League. Manchester United taking on Spurs live next. Well, it is one of those matches that most fans put a red circle on the date on. It's not Liverpool, but it is Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United. A nice big clash early on in the season. And this will probably be the one that really shows Gregg Popovich's credentials this season. And after 2 wins out of 2, it's a good start. But Mauricio Pochettino is no fluke. And here is the order today. We're going straight into the lineups. David De Gea is in goal with Dalot, Jones, Bailly, Maguire and Luke Shaw. 5-man defence and a debut for Diego Dalot. Sanchez is with Henwood and they play behind Paul Pogba. Up front, it's the traditional 2 this time of Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford, as Alex Hunter makes the bench against his grandfather's former club. For Spurs, Vorm is in goal today, and he's with Trippier, Onderveld, Sanchez and Davis. In the midfield, it's Wanyama and Kevin Streetman, the new signing. Batista is another new signing with Ali and Song, and there is no surprise up top. It's Harry Kane, hoping to bang in more goals. The good thing about Hunter and Williams is, strike there by Kane, pressured by Henwood there. Well, David Alaba is going to Real Madrid. Yes, he is going to Real Madrid from Bayern Munich, my apologies. And that'll be in response to Carvajal going to Bayern Munich. So no sooner had Bayern Munich bought a fullback, they lost one, and the 2 teams have swapped players, and the players have swapped teams. So it's a really odd story going on in Spain and Germany right now. Here's Kane. Straight De Gea. And Tottenham warming up into the game a little bit. That was a great touch and a great shot by Kane. Good save by De Gea. Really strange how he was left out of the squad at Brighton. Joel Pierre actually managed to keep a clean sheet that day. Visa's in. Here's Visa again. And headed away that time by Shaw. Manchester United looking much more promising in defence over the last couple of games. Diego Dalot whips it in. Marcus Rashford. Really putting a house on him, scoring from there. Well, he has to bring it down on the volley there. That's not actually as bad enough as you thought. Rashford. And Martial, and the ball was loose. Martial puts it in towards Pogba. Oh, it's wonderful. That is a great goal by United. Martial, brilliant work ethic there. And that goal is well deserved. Well, look at this. Martial, he takes a heavy touch, but it ends up being inspiring. And look at that chip. Absolutely a delightful ball. And Pogba, I think Vorm should be probably doing better there, to be honest. It's more or less straight at him. Oh, it goes through him. Does it clip off him into the back of the net, maybe? I don't know, but in any case, it has crossed the line, and that man is just... His second season is starting on the biggest roll possible, isn't it? And all of a sudden, the mood at Old Trafford is just edging towards something here. Oh, Aaron Henwood, what a ball that is. And Martial is offside again. It's unfortunate. You can't get a ball onside to Martial. And Aaron Henwood looking like Paul Scholes with that pass. It's just that Paul Scholes would have found him onside, but still, credit the effort. Well, it's been all Manchester United really, hasn't it? Spurs have had a few glimmers of chances, but it's Manchester United that took theirs. Paul Pogba, after a brilliant ball from Martial, after a touch that looked initially heavy, Martial saw the wherewithal to jump over the oncoming defender and clip it into the path of Pogba, who scored convincingly. 1-0 to United, and Coach Park football is just one of the joys to watch in these first 3 games so far, and they've led all of them. Can they win again? Another short one. Here's Visa and De Velde. Visa. And shot there. Oh, what a goal. Spurs are level. And it's Son. Or it's Ali even. And Dele Alli doing Dele Alli things. I didn't even think he would take the shot on. It's such a crowded area here. And again, it's... Oh my word. It's Dele Alli with a screamer, isn't it? An absolute belter by Ali. And no way David De Gea is getting to that one. When David De Gea is beaten, he's beaten convincingly, to be fair. It's not David De Gea's fault. It's just the shots that are beating him have been class shots. Dele Alli getting his second goal of the season. And Spurs deservedly level on a shot like that. It doesn't dissolve the fact that David De Gea is considered one of the best in the world for good reason. As Manchester United's next match, they take a trip to Turf Moor to face Burnley. Marcus Rashford is in, and Martial is too short to reach that one. Next for Spurs will be a trip to Watford in a bit of a London derby of sorts. Head in Visa. Trippier. Headed away by Bailly. Sanchez. Dalot. And Martial is forward, and Rashford is with it. Martial's pulled it back towards Sanchez, and I think it went out for a corner. Kevin Streetman's going to make way for Dembele here. As Pochettino ejects a bit of fresh legs into his squad here. Pogba to take this corner, and Maguire off the post. And Harry Maguire inches on his first Manchester United goal. I'm not sure if it hit the post or not, but it didn't cross the line. Oh, goal line technology. It's actually on the line here by Trippier, and I don't really think he knows that much about it, to be honest. It is definitely no goal, though. That is the correct decision. Rashford. Martial. In comes Sanchez. Oh, it's a stunner from Alexis Sanchez off the post. Oh, it's another beautiful goal. Manchester United absolutely on song in this early part of the season. Brilliant pass. Alexis cuts in, and there's no stopping that. Oh my goodness, that's what Alexis Sanchez can do. Oh my word, what a strike. Form is nowhere. And that is the second goal of the season for Alexis Sanchez. And Gregg Popovich, well, what can you say? He's had a 100% winning start this season. And every time they concede, they fight back. And they just... every time they concede, there's no worry at Manchester United. They just fight back. And get back in the lead if they need to. And that's a crunching tackle. And it's Sanchez. I think he might get booked for it. He certainly does. Manchester United getting a lot more yellow cards than they did last season. I think it was an unnecessary challenge by Sanchez, to be fair. On the line here. Oh dear, that's very bad camera work. But, yeah, he did take the player out there. We saw it on our screens. And it is correctly given a yellow card. It's a great ball, and Dyer, I think he got a shoulder to it, unintentionally, if it was handball called. Manchester United substitution. It's Aaron Hemwood that's going to make way for a 15+ minute cameo appearance for Alex Hunter against the club he supported as a boy and as his granddad and father played for many years. He's against them today. And that was almost a screamer from Dele Alli again, wasn't it? Beautiful passing here from Spurs. And very unfortunate again if David De Gea had been beaten there. Rashford. Shaw is down here. And he's hurt. Referee place on. And Shaw wasn't getting back to his feet there. What happened? The ball is cleared. And Shaw is definitely hurt. And oh my goodness me. Well, goodness me, I apologise. But, oh, Luke Shaw. Oh no. Oh, you've got to feel so incredibly sorry for Luke Shaw here. It was a bit of a crunching tackle, wasn't it? And he's holding his knee. Timothy Mensah's coming on. And I don't think he would have wanted to come on in circumstances like this. Oh, it's just... oh, we can only hope that the diagnostics isn't bad for Luke Shaw. He's had a great couple of seasons. Last season, one of the better players under Gregg Popovich. Rashford. And now Hunter. Oh, Alex Hunter! Oh! Wonderful play by Alex Hunter. And he's really on it at the moment, isn't he, Hunter? Oh. Rashford to Pogba again. There is Timothy Mensah with a cross. Pogba. Oh! He forced to save out of the keeper, you know. That's a stunning strike from Pogba. Brought it down in here, didn't he? It went through everyone. Michel Vorm. It was almost going to be a stunning goal. Good save by Vorm, to be fair. With the resulting corner. Wire, I think, is in there. Left for Dembele. No more time. Manchester United take the win. But there'll be a dark cloud hanging over Old Trafford tonight as we wait for the status report on Luke Shaw. But aside from that, there is 3 points for Manchester United as Gregg Popovich continues his 100% winning start to the season. But all thoughts are with Luke Shaw, Pogba and Sanchez with the goals today. And a screamer from Ali, the only thing that could beat David De Gea today. 3 points for United, 100% winning start, but we wait for a result on Luke Shaw, and we hope it's not as bad as feared, because the kid has had a bit of a rough time of it. Manchester United do win today, but there was a bit of sourness about it, that's for sure. United 2, Spurs 1. Alright, so let's have a classified check of all the results so far. It's another win for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool, as they won 2-0 to Brighton, continuing their 100% winning start to the season. Crystal Palace beat Watford by 2-1. It was the same score at United and Spurs. But Unai Emery has lost to West Ham by the same scoreline, and Arsenal seem to be dipping somehow. But it will take time. Bournemouth and Everton 1-1 draw. Fulham losing 3-1 to Burnley. Cardiff New Boys beating Huddersfield by 2-1. Leicester finally back on winning ways, beating Southampton by 3-1. Manchester City beat Wolves by 1-0, which means the table now looks like this. It's still the traditional kind of top four minus Arsenal and Spurs. Liverpool leading the way on goal difference most likely out of City, Chelsea and United. Burnley take advantage of Spurs' loss today and move up to 5th place. Bournemouth still 8th. Crystal Palace still in 7th. Everton and Leicester City complete the top 10 as Leicester get back to winning ways. Cardiff, Newcastle, West Ham, Brighton and Wolves from 11th to 15th. And further down we've got Watford. Arsenal still on 0 points, but outside the relegation zone on goal difference by the looks of it. Southampton, Huddersfield, Fulham and Arsenal all yet to score. And so we were thinking Emery's season was about to turn around, but of course we've only had 3 games played so far, so anything can happen between now and the end of the season. Well, in an ironic fate, really, Gregg Popovich, obviously a San Antonio Spurs legend for the NBA. The NBA players have been synonymous recently with ACL injuries, and now one has overcame one of his young stars in Luke Shaw in this Manchester United side, and it's such a cruel irony and such a cruel fate to Luke Shaw. We all wish him a speedy recovery. Be out for about 7 months, which will probably be most of, if not the entire rest of the season, and it's just a cruel twist of fate that's happened there. That's an ACL, which is most commonly in basketball over the last few years. It's just such a cruel irony, really. So, in what will probably be our final transfer report until January, we're going to start with FC Bayern, who have signed Aaron Wan-Bissaka for £3.2 million from Crystal Palace. So it's another signing for Bayern Munich, and they seem all tooled up to definitely come back in the Bundesliga this season. The Spurs have actually signed someone new. Mario Turiagros has come over from Villarreal, while Juventus have signed Kingsley Coman from Bayern Munich. So it's all happening between Bayern Munich and other clubs, and they've lost another one. Kingsley Coman has now gone to Juventus there, which makes sense. It'll probably be another striking option of sorts. Another very unusual signing. Nathaniel Klein has gone to Barcelona from Liverpool for £13.3 million, and I think Nathaniel Klein was only in his 2nd season at Liverpool, so no sooner had he joined, he's off to Barcelona now. This transfer window has certainly been one for weird transfers, that's for sure. As deadline day approaches, Cardiff City new signing, and they have signed Jean Peruzzi for £4.5 million from Buenos Aires club. In Spain, Real Betis have signed Sam Gallagher from Southampton for £1.5 million there. West Ham have let go of Angelio Obomia, and he's left there for £8.8 million and gone to Bordeaux. Leicester City have signed Antonio Lato for 9.8 million, and that's a crucial one considering their start to the season. So that's a good one for them. And Huddersfield continue to spend big, 4.7 million for a player from Hertha BSC in the firm of Per Gitlan Schulkenblad. I'm sorry if I've butchered that name, I probably have. But Huddersfield continue to spend the cash. Elsewhere, Watford have let go of Daryl Yamat and have sent him to Stade Riens in France. Staying with Hertha BFC, they actually have let go of their man Thomas Kraft and sent him to Watford. But the huge news, and Arsenal need this during their start to the season, £47 million on AC Milan. I'm not sure what Susau is. It's a white man, so it's another white man, so it's not another striker considering Arsenal need goals, but it is an important signing. Susau, obviously one of the stars at AC Milan, and hopefully now Arsenal season can really get going. More signings coming in. Bournemouth have bid £8.5 million on Yavin Cabral and have signed him over. But there's huge news involving Paris Saint-Germain, as they've actually let a player go, and it's Perziel Kimpembe, and he's gone to Chelsea for £39.6 million. And Mauricio Sarri has certainly made a statement on that one. Fulham have spent again on Lodiof Krejcik from Bolingro, while at Burnley they have signed Alfonso Pedroza from Villarreal for 12.7 million, and Athletic Bilbao in Spain have bought Inaki Williams from Sevilla, I think that is. It certainly is. And Roma, well, huge news at Roma. I'm not sure if he's played here already, but if he has, Mario Balotelli is going back to Roma, or he's going back to Italy anyway, as he's signed for Roma for £28.5 million. Wow, Mario Balotelli is still worth a lot according to Roma. Manchester City have actually lost the player, believe it or not, and it's their youngster Alcazar Zinchenko for £2.9 million. He's off to Real Madrid of all places. It's a surprising deadline day deal, but has Gregg Popovich found another young star to take under his wing? He's 18 years old, he's from Sweden, and it's Dortmund striker Alexander Isak. And Gregg Popovich broke the £4.4 million release clause to sign him up. And I think the excitement is that he's a striker from Sweden when you consider Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Gregg Popovich will find use for him, that's for definite sure, and this guy could blossom into a star. Elsewhere, Chelsea have let go of David Luiz and signed him on to Schalke for £16.5 million, and Wayne Hennessy has left Crystal Palace to join Italian club Vicente. And more deadline day deals in the form of Leicester City, who have sealed the signing of Leonardo Spinazzola from Juventus for 12.6. There is a lot of big coups that could turn into big signings for certain clubs in this window. It has been crazy. SL Benfica have accepted a £28.1 million bid from Paris Saint-Germain as they continue to spend for Pizzi. Dortmund also spend, and they take Darren Sturridge away from Liverpool with a £12.2 million bid there. And the West Ham have signed Matthijs de Ligt from Ajax, and that is a real possible big gem West Ham have got there. Mauro Pellegrini not messing around. Manchester City have another player leaving the club. It's Fernandinho for £21.2 million. He's off to AC Milan to join the likes of Marouane Fellaini there, while Juventus have a big one to celebrate. Daniel Pizarro has signed for Juventus from, I believe it's Valencia. Yes, it is. And for £50.7 million. So Juventus obviously had the money to spend with the signings they were making. Werder Bremen have signed Barbatos Kudsaposa from Leicester. I'm sorry for butchering that name as well. I'm butchering a lot of names today. But Barbatos Kudsaposa has gone to Werder Bremen, and AC Milan have signed Zubintente Calabria from Liverpool. So Liverpool lose then another signing. They seem to be losing more than they're signing at the moment, Liverpool. Couple new signings to talk about as deadline day draws to a close. Valencia have signed AC Milan player Alessandro Rodriguez from £39.9 million. And the New York Red Bulls, this is a bizarre one, they've signed Tyler Adams from Spurs for £4.1 million. And that's probably one of the most unusual signings this summer. We've had a lot of crazy ones, haven't we?